Alright, hello there everyone and welcome back to the Asymmetrical Controller podcast. Today is just Shark and I,
Hello.
which one of these days we'll get all four of us on at
Again.
the same time. Yeah. I think
I
it's
know
only
we did
happened
it
twice.
a while ago.
Yeah. So, but we're all very busy and all have wacky schedules, so this tends to happen from time to time. But yeah, about to say, to start off, do you want to talk about your Overwatch, the newest
Oh, the
Overwatch
pretty
character?
man.
Yeah, what's the new Overwatch
His
character
name is
called?
Lifeweaver. Or people are
Lifeweaver?
calling him Wife Lever.
Oh gosh.
That's his nickname so far, apparently.
All right.
But he's basically, he can be an extreme troll character and like pull you off the map. But he can also pull you in when you're ulting, like for Cassidy, for example, when he's ulting, you can like make yourself go on a platform, pull Cassidy up there so he has like huge like coverage in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And you can slingshot him across.
Huh.
Yeah, you can make Reaver. You can make Reaper a dive Reaper.
Oh. Now, is this a character that you like using or hate using?
I actually like using him, but I want
Okay.
to use him more. You know,
Yeah.
because the only way you can really, because he's a new character, everyone wants to play him.
Okay.
So either roll queue or no limits is what I've been playing. So like, I just gotta load in faster before the other support.
Yeah, because I've heard the only thing I've heard about this new character beyond what you've told me just now and then through text, um, is from another friend of mine who you and I both played Overwatch with before, and he was telling me that this character is absolute garbage, the terrible healer.
Oh, he has shit healing.
Okay, so that's
Absolutely
true.
terrible healing. Like he's not a main healer. You don't need to think as supports as healers.
Okay.
Like yeah, their main job is to heal, but it's not their main job.
Mm-hmm.
Him, for example, he's more of a team coordinate person. You have to be coordinated with the team to be able to use him correctly, and you need a main healer. Like Ana has been really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Ana, sometimes Moira and Mercy if you play around her.
Yeah, because
But
my friend was claiming that
he's probably going to get either buffed on healing, but also nerfed before he comes live on competitive.
yeah, like that he was mentioning that it's like he's already getting buffed and like getting major reworks the because apparently Cassidy or McCree as others may know the character as um can out or no, not him. Soldier 76 can out heal
Yeah,
this new guy.
unless you're like just spamming healing, it takes a while. You have to you have to like charge his healing up and then let it go, but it only charges up to 65 and takes 2 seconds to heal it all the way, to charge it all the way up. So if you're like in a big team fight where there's like 3 on the enemy and like 2 on your side, you and a tank, you're not going to be able to keep them up.
Yeah.
You can get them out of there, but you can't keep them up.
Yeah, that certainly seems like an interesting dilemma, especially when they're putting them in the support class. That's
Yeah, he's pretty useful if you can use him situationally correct, and you have a good team to work around.
Okay. All right.
But his healing is absolute.
So essentially, if you get into a match where your teammates don't want to talk all the time, it's not going to work out.
It's hard to coordinate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I can understand that.
But you can you can cancel a lot of ults and you can pull people out of ult. Because once you use his little grabby thing, there's iframes on the person you're grabbing, so they're invincible until they're towards you.
Yeah.
So like earlier, the Sigma ulted the Mercy and she was up in the air. I pulled her out of the air and it pulled him out of his ult. She was the only one in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like May, you can basically put your little pedal platform down, go up in the air, and the ult will not hit you.
So it seems like this character was never really designed for healing, like to be the primary goal, more to be like a
He's an off
redirection.
healer. He's an
Yeah.
off support.
Yeah. Okay. Because yeah, there are a few support characters that are definitely not. Well, they have healing abilities. They're not necessarily
A
meant for
main
healing.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is not a main support. He's an off support.
Okay. All right.
I
Now
don't
have
know
you
if he's going to
seen?
get. What was
Okay.
that?
No, go ahead.
I don't know if he's going to get buffed in healing, but that's like the thing that he needs to be buffed a little bit in healing. Not too much. But
Okay.
there's no reason a soldier should be able to out heal support.
Yeah, that does seem ridiculous. Uh, now have
Oh, what were you
you,
saying?
when you play as a character, do you, or when you see other people playing it, do you see yourself and others sort of um like truly getting the hang of this character, or do a lot of people just go in and are just like, I don't know what's happening and just
It's
fumble?
kind of 50-50,
Okay.
honestly. My one friend, he's a really good Lifeweaver, and it's basically going to become his main when it's live on competitive.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also been ones where I see them die like within seconds. So it all depends on like who's behind it and who teammates be able to help you out.
Yeah.
All in all, he's really fun.
Oh yeah, I just looked up what the character looked like, and at least character looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he kind of looks a little out of place in the Overwatch universe. Say that. I think it's his hair that throws me.
Yeah, like it's definitely more anime esque.
A lot of people are saying he looks like a Valorant character.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
Uh, Now I know all of them have they typically have, or at least I know in Overwatch 1 they did. I don't know if they still do in 2. They all used to have usually have like countries associated with them. What country is Lifeweaver
Yeah, he's
associated with?
Thailand, I believe.
What is he?
Thai.
Thailand? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah.
He's like the first Thai character in Overwatch, actually.
Oh, there you go. I didn't realize that.
And in the lore, I believe he's roommates with Symmetra.
I
Back when they
mean,
were at the university, you know?
yeah. I mean, just looking at the artwork, I can understand that with the with like the glove and even the like
Yeah.
look of his orb ability, whatever that is. Like that definitely looks.
Oh, his little flower thing?
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
seeing the
that's his
flower.
healing.
Okay,
Yeah, his little flower is the healing.
all right.
And it's really with how you do with Mercy when you switch between the gun and the staff like that, you know, that's how you have to switch with healing and his attack.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
he has a lot more abilities than basically any character in the game so far, from what I
Mm-hmm.
understand.
All right. Yeah, I'll potentially have to try him out. Is how now? How's the damage with him? Is it average as along
It's
supports
about
or?
average. It's
Okay.
a projectile, so it's not like a hit scan. So you have to aim your shot.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I might have to try the hero at some point. I know I haven't been playing Overwatch a lot recently, so.
I need to stop.
Are
I'm not even kidding. I need to stop.
you just starting to play too much or?
Yes, a little bit too much. But like, it's one of those games where I don't really have to focus at work.
Mm-hmm.
Same with DBD. But I have not really played DBD in months. I played it last night before, but I don't know. I got tunneled. And that's why I left the game.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I've been the same way with Video Horror Society.
Have you
Like,
Have you been playing that recently?
Yeah, I play too much of that right now because I think like on average every like 2 weeks I think I'm playing about 24 hours of it.
Not too bad.
So it's like, yeah, it's just a lot. Um,
I know
but
one time I was so addicted to Dead by Daylight. When the reset happened, I think 2 days later I was rank 1,
mhm.
red rank 1. 2 days after the reset, I was playing that game at work and at home. That's probably why I'm
Yeah,
burned out of it.
yeah, that the addiction to get the red rank back in the days was really strong,
Oh yeah.
but you know.
Now I just play and be a meme.
Yeah. Of course, speaking on Video Horror Society, at least since the last time uh at least I was on the podcast, they have released a brand new monster.
They have?
Yes, called the Anomaly. Um, and
This dude up.
it is based off of the Thing,
Ooh. I love
and
the thing.
it does exactly what you'd expect. It
He
can.
has a shark skin. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, the wart has a shark skin. Yeah, yeah. You have to get that at some point.
Ooh,
Uh,
I'm looking at the monster you're talking about and he looks weird.
yeah, yeah. The whole backstory for the Anomaly is that pretty much similar to the Thing. It's like it's an alien sort of species. And get from the ice and that sort of stuff. But the Anomaly, like its its abilities are both ridiculous but also amazing.
How so?
So it can uh transform itself into any teen in the match. Um,
Oh, just like the like that one killer from prop no.
yeah, like the oh my god, what is that killer from Prop
You know what
Hunt?
I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Let me
It's that
look.
one that can transfer. Yeah. I never liked going against it at all, that
Yeah,
game.
which one is that? That is not Banshee. Which one are you? Imposter. Okay, literally just called
That
Imposter.
one, yes. I hated him.
Yeah, yeah. Imposter, I remember, was quite interesting, and sort of the problem that's happening with that happens with Imposter every once in a while is happening with Anomaly, where it's like it's so powerful of an ability. Um, the one thing that does help is that the the Anomaly can only be transformed into a teen for like 13 seconds at a time,
Okay.
and then that ability I think has like a 40-second cooldown.
That makes it a little better.
Yeah, it's not as spammy as with the Imposter, but yeah, like that's one ability. And then it also has the ability to it has a type of radar, like it can sink into the ground and detect where the teens are on the map, starting from furthest away to closest.
Oh, okay.
Um, but then even in that ability, it can recharge its other abilities faster. Um, and then there is a third ability. What's the third ability? Oh, the third ability I think is called Disperse, and it is where it will uh disappear from the map entirely and
I
be
don't like
able,
that.
yeah, and it can like uh run around at like 300% its normal speed, and it can't tell where anyone is, but no one knows where it is either until it like bubbles up.
I don't
So
like that.
yeah, like it's changed how people like play,
Oh yeah,
like what weapons they
absolutely.
craft and what sort of stuff, and it's just because I remember the first day that the monster came out, like everyone wanted to play the Anomaly, and
Of course. That's how it goes.
yeah, and so but initially because people were still getting used to it, it's like it was kind of like survive. Like the teens would have like 65% chance, where the monster have 35% chance of winning. But then by day 2, it was like if you were going against the Anomaly, there's an 85% chance that the teens were going to lose.
Damn, that's a on the second day?
Yeah, by the second day, because so many of the monster players were like, oh, okay, I understand it now, and just started demolishing people.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a major spike.
Yeah. Now, at least, and the interesting thing is that, and I asked in the VHS subreddit just to see how this was, but a decent chunk of players who, or at least it seems like this, a decent chunk of players who was playing Deathwire, which was the monster before this, and was kind of hated by the community for how overpowered it was. A lot of them transferred from playing that monster to this new one, Anomaly. And so it's like, because they view them as being like both on the top tier list of monsters. So it's just like, okay, I'll pick one of those two.
Fun.
But let me play with the new one right now. So yeah, but it's been interesting. But then the other thing I loved about it is that it came with a map as well, called Outpost K.
Oh, there's a new map too.
Yeah, and the Outpost is like a true love letter to the Thing movies, because like there's so many like Easter eggs here and there of being like, oh, that's from this movie, or that's from this movie, oh, this is like sort of referencing this part of the movie, and so it's just brilliant. But yeah.
Update my game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm trying to get.
Let's both play it later if you don't.
Oh yeah, I'd be totally down for that. I know, even you know how we once played with Steven, and Steven got like very upset every time because like I can't craft anything.
Yeah.
There was a day, like I think it was about a week and a half ago as of now. He just randomly, while I was on Discord with him, he's like, Matt, let's play Video Horror Society. I'm like, why? You hate that game? And he's like, because I have it downloaded and I want to play it for some reason. I'm like, okay. And he got his first win and his first stigma hit. And I was like so proud of him, and he was like so happy. He's like, I did it, Dad! Look at me! But yeah. Of course.
I feel him though, because it feels I can only craft 1.5 items every time I go in a match.
Yeah, it can be tough, like, and especially if you're being like zoned in by the monster,
and
you can't
usually
see
how I'm just
them.
unlucky.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's why I always like there's usually always that one player that in every match that if you're the first one found by the monster, you're usually the first one dead by the end, unless you have some sort of like superhero of a teammate who can save you in some capacity. But I don't know. But speaking of movies and all this stuff, which I'd be interested in seeing what your opinion on all this is. Warner Brothers have announced that they are rebooting the Harry Potter franchise.
I saw that. I don't know how to think about it, only because I think it's been 10 years since it finished.
Yeah, it's I think it was 2011 when the final film came out.
Yeah. So, while I said this like years and years ago when the movies were still coming out, because they don't really follow the books, like they should have done a series back then with the cast that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're doing for HBO. Like I think they're going to be doing each book a different season. And
Yeah.
like I think the chapters in the books are going to be the episodes. I don't know. But that's exactly what I was saying like years and years ago when the movies were still coming out, that that's what they should have done. But yeah, it is too soon to do it after the movies. But it's kind of conflicted because I'm like, the reboot could be good, but also it's way too soon.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like I could understand them doing this like 20 maybe 30 years from now.
Yeah.
When
Like
the
with Lord of the Rings, they didn't actually reboot. They did kind of a continuation with the series,
Oh, you're talking about with the Hobbit?
Not The Hobbit, the TV series.
Oh, with Rings of Power.
Yeah, like the Hobbit movies, they didn't reboot. They just kind of went back with the Hobbit. They're
Yeah.
different than the Lord of the Rings movies,
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of the same because they did a TV show, but they didn't reboot this. They didn't reboot the movie. They just kind of added on to what they had already.
Yeah, and like, but like that's the sort of problem that I have with this news is like, with it being so close to the films, like when they finished up the films and all this stuff, the like, well, I wish that Warner Brothers would decide to show us new things in the Harry
Yes.
Potter universe and the Wizarding world. Like I want to see different things, and that's one of the great things about Fantastic
Or like go
Beasts.
after, like have the TV show, but not have it like in the point of view of Harry Potter. Have it like a point of view of someone else.
That would be interesting.
But have it also during the time Harry Potter is at Hogwarts. But after a different point of view.
Yeah, that's true. Because even then you could get like people could still get the nostalgia, and they'd be like, "Oh, look, there goes Harry running away," but it's like some other actress they put in a wig to look like Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, though, I'm glad that Tom Felton is coming back to play. I forgot his Lucius Malfoy.
Yeah, but what's he coming back to play? What
He's
project?
going to be Lucius.
One who played
Draco in the movies. Yeah, he's going to play his father. The one who played Draco in the movies are going to play his father in the TV show.
That's weird.
But that I like, honestly.
Yeah, but I find that weird because he's not young anymore, but he's still like I feel like way too
old
young.
Enough.
Yeah, he's not old enough to play Lucius. Like maybe by the time they finish this, I think it's his 10-year plan. By the time they finish this reboot, he'll be old enough, but by then it'll be
like in the beginning
weird.
Yeah. So I'm not going to really judge. I never judge anything until I see something for myself. Yeah. I can read reviews on it all day long, but I'm not going to judge something till I see it myself. So I will watch it, but if it's not good in my opinion, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. Like, and that's my two concerns. My two major concerns is, I feel like this is like a bit. It just feels lazy on Warner Brothers' part, because it's like, it just seems like, okay, you're rehashing something we've already seen and read instead of giving us something new within the Wizarding world. Which I understand Fantastic Beasts, Fantastic Beasts, yes, the 3 films together made $2 billion plus for you. And I understand that wasn't enough money, but,
And also at the time, with all the controversial around JK.
Yeah.
I think since, like, all the old actors from the people from the movies, they're not really on her side, so she's kind of wanting a new fan base, I think. That's what she's trying to do.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see if she can achieve that through this reboot. Because, like, I think the things that she said recently that have been haunting her and have haunted things like the Fantastic Beasts series and Hogwarts Legacy is most definitely going to be haunting this show.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see if her being a producer almost in the front driver's seat, like, if that proves, if it can work through that and a wider audience can still enjoy it, or if this is going to end up like something between that baggage and just between comparisons with the movies, if it's going to end up like the Velma cartoon show.
Oh, I hope not.
Because with the, like, what is it? I think I read a report that the Velma cartoon show was, like, the highest viewed cartoon show on HBO Max of all time within whatever period of time. Which, yeah, it makes sense because a lot of people
I wanted to
heard
see
that
how
just how
bad it
terrible it
was.
was. Yeah,
Yeah,
and so they
like
flocked to see it. And I think,
I haven't watched it, but stuff that I've seen on the Vilma show, I absolutely hate.
yeah, and I think what's going to happen is, like, I think the first season of this Harry Potter reboot is going to do phenomenal. I think it's going to do
Oh
really
yeah,
well, just
it's
because people will
gonna
be
get a lot of hits.
curious. But then, as soon as the second season will be the test,
Mm-hmm.
because if the second season doesn't retain like 40%
If it doesn't keep up the
or more,
momentum the first season had,
yeah, like that's the other thing, yeah. But if they don't retain like 40% of the audience from the first
it'll go
season,
downhill.
it's, yeah, there's no recovering from that. But I don't know. But the other thing I'm concerned about is, because I was talking about comparisons earlier, I'm concerned about whoever they cast for any of the roles in this TV show. Because there's going to forever be a portion of the internet, or at least for the entire run of the show, maybe 10 years after, there's going to be a portion of the internet and possibly even people in public who are going to just bully these people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we've seen it time
People
and time again.
always bully people.
Yeah.
Like Supernatural, for example, all the female leads that were going to be a romance for Dean Winchester,
Mm-hmm.
they had to be written out of the show for their protection because they were getting death threats. They were getting horrible fan mail all the time, just death threats.
Oh, was that just because they were love interests?
Yeah, just because they're a love interest with Dean. There was this one, I forgot her name, but her character was Jo.
Mm-hmm.
Jo Harvell. She was a really good, strong female character, and she was going to be a love interest for Dean, but she got written off because she was treated very badly by the fan. So hopefully that doesn't happen with the Harry Potter show.
Yeah.
But that's going to be completely different, but actors and actresses always get bullied for whatever they do.
Oh, yeah. Like
the one who played Ellie in The Last of Us. She got bullied until she was on screen.
Yeah, because, which, it was interesting because, and I was not expecting her to get as bullied as she was before the show, because that actress, and I don't remember her name off the top of my head, she was very loved and respected in from her role in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, I wasn't expecting there to be as much bullying lobbed towards her. But yeah, like, I think the one thing, I think eventually, assuming this reboot sticks with the plan, manages to find an audience, I think 20, 30 years from now, I think it'll be loved of the new young generation.
Yeah.
As much as us,
the
as
older
kids.
generation loved the movies.
Exactly. Because like, what was it? Talking about just another franchise. When Star Wars was doing the prequel trilogy, like, Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin, yeah, like, once that was done, like, he pretty much left Hollywood 2 years after.
Yep.
And, like, stopped almost all acting roles just because he felt like the role of Anakin was kind of haunting him in an unpopular fashion.
Just like the one who played Jar Jar Binks, too.
Yeah, Ahmed Best, yeah. And the two of them now are, like they are praised by the fans, like
Now
especially
they
to the
are.
point. I don't think Ahmed Best was at the most recent Star Wars celebration, but Hayden Christensen was, and he came out on his own because he had come in 2022 Star Wars Celebration to promote Kenobi with Ewan McGregor.
Hmm.
But this time around, he just came out on his own. I don't know if he was promoting any specific project of Star Wars or if he was just there just to be there. Um, but like the audience, the first 2 minutes he was out, the audience was just giving him like a standing ovation, like and just applauding him, cheering for him, and it was to the point where he hardly spoke for the first 2 minutes, and he like started crying, and he was just like, and the only words he got out, at least from my memory, was something along the lines of, "You guys don't know what this means for me." It's just, just
To
it
come back from
interesting.
that hatred that you got so long ago and then just be
Exactly.
praised by the same hatred you got, yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
emotional for anyone.
Yeah, because it's like for like you have to think for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, for years and decades, this man was bullied, but now he's being praised.
Yeah, like, and
And there's
that's
a good
where
chance I'm going to be meeting him this.
you're gonna be what?
I'm going to be meeting him this year.
Oh, really? Where at?
Yeah, maybe. In Dallas.
Oh, okay. Is there like a Comic Con or something happening?
Yeah, it's called Fan Expo,
Okay.
and he's going to be there along with a bunch of other people.
All right. Yeah, and it would be interesting. It's probably not in the cards to ever happen, but the just because of the recklessness that has happened around this individual, um, but it would be interesting to see if the original or if the episode 1 Anakin Skywalker actor, if he came to a Star Wars celebration these days, I wonder if he would be showered with as much praise.
You mean the kid?
Yeah, the kid.
Probably.
Because it's like, because he was kind of in the same boat with Hayden Christensen, where he was just kind of, there, a lot of fans were like, why is this whiny little child Darth Vader? And it's like, because he's Darth Vader when he's like 5.
Yeah.
What do you
He's not
expect?
going to be evil when he's 5.
Yeah, is it? They're, they're not gonna pull a Voldemort and just sort of have a child who's like evil from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was always the one thing that interested me about Voldemort is just that, at least in how he seems to be in the definitely in the books and how they put him in the movies, it's like he's there's always a darkness to him. There never really seems to be.
There's like no redemption for him
Yeah, there's
at
no
all.
redemption, no sign of light. There's just.
Like you see in the beginning, he's evil. That's all he's ever going to be.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But
Chris.
some characters can just be pushed to being evil.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I will be interested in seeing, um, when it comes to this Harry Potter reboot, I wonder if they will. I wonder if they'll try to do the route of, um, like of putting any sort of other actors. Like I know because you said the Tom Felton, correct, was doing Lucius.
Yeah, I think there's another one from the movies that are going to be in there, but I don't remember.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see if any of the other actors will return just in a different role.
Yes.
Because
And I hear Adam Driver is going to be,
Snape.
yeah, Snape.
I mean, that would make sense. He's because Adam. No, wait, Adam Driver. No, Adam Driver isn't British though.
No.
He's American.
That's another thing. Like, a lot of the people I think that have been casted are not British.
See, that's
That's another thing I've seen controversial.
Yeah,
Over.
that'll be an uphill battle. Cause the at
At
least
least
from
I think so.
yeah, because at least everything from what I can tell just from online and whatnot, uh, at least J.K. Rowling specifically has always had her largest group of or base of support for ever since she became a famous writer in the UK.
Hmm.
So in order to I feel like casting non UK or even Irish actors in this could I wonder if that could potentially rock the boat a little bit too much.
A little bit, I can see, unless they do a damn good British accent.
Yeah, yeah. And
Because
that's the
people
thing
can
where
do
it's
that.
yeah, because it's all acting, so it shouldn't necessarily matter. But there are there are
You got to
enough
think of who you
people.
cast as well.
Yeah, you have to think of who you cast, and there are enough people in the world who don't understand that acting is acting.
Hmm.
It's not portraying who you are. Um, because that's the whole big thing is there's always people being like, oh, why didn't you cast this sort of individual for this role? And it's like because it's called acting, and I needed a great actor that can play the role, not just
Right.
someone who happens to fill these physical requirements, whatnot. Um,
So taking back what I said, I'm looking at again. Hermione, Harry, and Ron,
mm-hmm.
they are going to be played by British actors.
Okay.
So the main three are going. I'm not sure about the others.
Yeah. And here's the thing: it's like there were so many um there were so many actors that worked on the Harry Potter movies in the UK and Ireland that it seems like there definitely are ones to pick these days that you could throw in, but it's like it seems I think the big joke in the UK is that if you were a working actor back in the 2000s, you had some role in Harry Potter,
Pretty much.
whether
Even
it be
David
background.
Tennant was in it.
Yeah, David Tennant was like a villain of the fourth movie.
Yeah, he wasn't in there very, very long, but he was in there. And I forgot until I went back and rewatched Harry Potter. I'm like, hey, it's the Doctor.
Yeah, yeah, because I remember that movie. Yeah, when that movie came out and I saw it, I didn't even know who David Tennant was because I wasn't watching Doctor Who back then.
Yeah, I don't think he was the Doctor when the movies were coming out, but he might have been. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know they happened within very short span of time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I think I think the casting will well, casting's going to be an uphill battle for Warner Brothers, but it's going to be an uphill battle
Do it
that
right, then
that they
they will be
win.
able to pull it off.
Exactly. Cause
And with it being HBO, I'm pretty sure they're going to make it a little bit darker than, in the movies.
they definitely could. Um,
They should, honestly. They should have at least one evil plot line that they go and follow.
yeah. And if they're able to complete this whole 10-year plan, the one thing that I would like to see them do, and this is more because I really enjoy how this character was portrayed in Fantastic Beasts. I would love to see them have Grindelwald sort of kind of redemption at the end of the or not the end, but in like the middle of the final book.
Yeah.
Because in the books, when Voldemort goes to interrogate Grindelwald about where the Elder Wand is, in the books, Grindelwald tells him, "Oh, I don't know where it is. I lost it. Like, I'm not going to tell you." Yada yada yada. And then Voldemort kills him. So it's like, but then in the movie, they decide to have Grindelwald reveal to Voldemort that it's buried with Dumbledore. And it's like, it was kind of, and at least at the time, like when I saw the movie, I was like, okay, I this is whatever. It's a strange change, but okay. Uh, but then having seen the Fantastic Beasts movies, like it's almost a crucial part of the character, because like the one of the strongest storylines throughout the three Fantastic Beasts movies is that while Grindelwald has all these grand plans that are overall evil in nature and the heroes oppose it, Grindelwald still has such a love for Dumbledore that even though he knows that Dumbledore has to die or at least stay out of the way for him to succeed, he's not willing to really hurt Dumbledore, or at least not kill Dumbledore, because he really still loves him.
Yeah, respectable villain.
Yeah. Which is one of those things that, which is one of the reasons, at least, why I personally love Grindelwald more than Voldemort, which I know is a bit potentially controversial. But, you know, because, like, Voldemort...
Now, when you put your points out like that, then, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, because, like, but, yeah, because Voldemort is, like, yes, Voldemort is pure evil, but Grindelwald...
He just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, but Grindelwald is an evil that...
That does give a shit.
Yeah, it does give a shit, and you can... you can recognize a part of yourself in him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is such a great thing to have with a villain. Because that's like
well,
what...
villains are supposed to be evil, not all of them are pure evil.
Yeah, exactly. Like most of the shows or movies or even books that have come out, I think forever, that have had great success are typically the ones where there's a part of the villain that you can relate to. That you can be like, okay, for every few pages or seconds or whatever,
you're kind of like, you know what, you make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching Once Upon a Time. I'm rewatching that show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know it, but it's like storybook characters like Snow White, Evil Queen, all that.
Mm-hmm.
All mixed in the show. And the Evil Queen, her name is Regina in the show. And there are times where I'm just like rooting for her instead of like Snow White. Because Snow White and Prince Charming in the show absolutely anger me with how they're always like, I love you so much. Nothing could come between our love. And it's just like, shut up. So
yeah.
I root for the Evil Queen to kind of pull them together, pull them away.
Yeah. That sort of reminds me of the Flash TV show, which I think is ending or almost done their final season now. Because eventually the Flash show just became a mushy gushy of every season being like, Iris, I love you. Barry, I love you too. You're my lightning rod. Ha da 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 da. And
when
then
shit gets like that, it just makes me not want to watch.
Yeah, and it's just they had the same story beat of Iris goes missing by either being captured or she does something stupid in the beginning of the season.
That's kind of how Snow White and Prince Charming are, honestly.
Yeah. And then
not even lying.
Yeah, then Barry becomes weaker because his lightning rod isn't around. And then she shows up in the last few episodes or at some point, and this villain who's way too powerful for him, he's just like, I need you, Iris. And then with their love, he just becomes more powerful, and it's like...
Yeah, no shit, that's what happens in the fucking Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Like, in the very first season, all the storybook characters are cursed to live in this town in Maine, in our world.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they lose their memory of who they are, and they're, like, Earth people. They have Earth memory. And the power of a true love's kiss breaks the curse. Literally, that's how it goes.
Okay.
And all throughout the show, it's like, true love will break any curse. And I'm just kind of tired of it. But I'm still watching it because I'm more on the villain side. There's Rumpelstiltskin and the Evil Queen that are like my favorite characters
Yeah.
ever, and they kill people. Like, I'm just gonna reach in your chest, rip out your heart, and crush it in front of you. That's what they do, and I'm like, you do it.
I was saying, wasn't that like an NBC show or something?
I think so. It's on Disney Plus now,
Okay.
and I never finished it, but I like the show, and I'm rewatching it, and it's just frustrating with Snow White and Charming always about their love and finding one another.
I mean, that's fair. If you drag that out too long, it becomes boring.
Yeah, it was for the first 2 seasons. I'm just on the third season.
Yeah. Like that's why I really appreciate the love story between uh Katara and Aang in Airbend or Avatar the Last Airbender,
Yeah.
because while they have like occasionally a little pulling string and being like, "Oh, will they, won't they, will they, won't we?" every once in a while, for the most part, it's a slow simmer of a build up over the 3 seasons of being like, okay, they care for each other now. Okay, they get jealous when there are others around, but they don't know about each other's feelings for each other.
Yeah,
And then,
the slow burn plots, I love them.
yeah, because they work. It's like, like any of the ones that, as we've talked about, it's like with the two shows, it's like any ones where it's like the two character lovers are together within a season or two, but then there's nowhere for the writers to go with the relationship, seemingly.
Yeah.
That's where the whole pulling them apart, putting them back together, pulling them apart, pulling them back together, it wears on the viewers, and it's like, why? Stop this. Think of something else, but I don't know.
Yeah. Like, there's a burn relationship between Captain Hook and the Snow White and Prince Charming's child, Emma.
Okay.
There's a slow burn, I think, from season 2 all the way up to like season 4 before they get together,
Mm-hmm.
which I like that more than Snow White and Prince Charming.
I mean,
They're just so
yeah.
annoying. But the way they write their characters differently between the stories that we know, like the Grimm and like the other fairy tales,
Mm-hmm.
the way they write them is different, and I like it. But the love interest just kind of is overdone after a while.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. All right. Well, on that note, do you want to wrap things up?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
It's about that time.
Yeah. All right. So thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Next week.
Yo.